Well, that's it. 2 clown ladies. My last pair.
Yep, and I'm stuck with the old maid. Guess I can look forward to some fresh nightmares tonight.
The old maid gives you nightmares?
Yeah. She always reminds me of the mother from Bad Ronald. It's a TV movie that's haunted me since I was little.
What makes it scary to you?
You know, I've never really been able to say why. It's not exactly a great movie. It was made for television and aired back on October 23rd, 1974, a very important date in history. It's about a boy named Ronald whose mother boards him up in the walls of the house, and she enables Ronald to devolve into a detached madness that ends up terrorizing the next family that moves into the house, unaware that he's lurking in the walls.
And this movie really bothers you?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I spend too much time lurking in this basement, but it feels like it's more than that.
You know, you really ought to go see the Worcester.
What's a Worcester?
The Worcester in the woods. He's a gin soothsayer that lives in an old Romani wagon in a forest near here.
You think you'd be able to tell me why this movie haunts me specifically? Where is he?
I've never been brave enough to go myself, but Norwood told me if you climb to the top of Beringer Hill and then follow the old stone wall through the woods, you'll come to an old caravan parked in the trees. And that's where the Worcester in the woods lives.
Sounds like an adventure. Want to come with me?
You can tell me all about it.
Who's knocking on my Vardo? It's Brewster Seaconk. I'm looking for the Worcester in the woods. Is that you?
Who wants to know?
Brewster? Me?
Yeah, kid, but who are you really?
Well, I guess you could say I'm sort of a lost soul, seeking some guidance about a movie that won't stop haunting me.
Ugh. Another day, another pretentious film discussion.
Well, what's torturing you today, Brewster? Some French New Wave nonsense where people stare at the walls for 3 hours? Actually, Wise Worcester, I wanted to talk to you today about Bad Ronald. It's a movie about a disturbed young man who hides in the walls of his house.
Oh, great. A horror flick about a guy who's basically just a glorified termite.
It's actually more psychological than horror, really. Ronald is a lonely, socially awkward teenager who spirals into delusion after his mother enables his worst impulses.
Ah, yes. The classic tale. Mama's boy becomes wall boy.
I'd say it's more layered than that. Ronald starts as sympathetic, a bullied kid with no friends, but then he retreats into a fantasy world where he's a medieval prince. His mother, she indulges him and even builds him a secret room to hide out in after he accidentally kills a girl.
Yeah, parenting tip. If your kid kills someone, don't reward them with a custom panic room. Just a thought.
Exactly. The film asks how much of Ronald's madness is nature and how much is nurture. His mother shields him from consequences, so he never really learns reality.
So, what you're really saying is Ronald's real curse was having a lawnmower parent?
In a way, yes, but it's also about isolation. When his mother dies, Ronald's trapped, literally inside the walls, but also in his own mind.
And let me guess, you can't understand why you're so drawn to this movie.
What could that mean?
I have no idea. You might as well come in. I guess we can add fortune telling to your navel gazing. Come on, I'll get my cards, and if you want, I can throw down some tea leaves and some chicken bones.
But I don't need you to predict the future.
Nah, these cards won't do that. They're mirrors, showing you what you're afraid to see.
A guy holding a lantern?
The hermit. Isolation, introspection. Ronald, like some of us, is exiled in his own mind. A boy who could have been saved if anyone had shone a light his way. And this, secrets, the unconscious, Ronald's mother hid him away, just like she hid his sins. She thought she was protecting him, but she was only burning him alive. Some protection turned him into a human rat. Here's the truth of it. The tower. Sudden collapse. The moment Ronald kills that girl, his fragile world cracks. But instead of rebuilding, he digs deeper into the ruins.
Ronald never really had a chance, did he?
Illusions, madness. The moon's light is beautiful, but it's not the sun. You can't grow in it. Ronald's fantasy of being a prince, just a reflection, distorted.
I guess we all have moons. The lies we tell ourselves to survive.
Hell of a thing to be that alone. And here, chains, not the ones others put on you, but the ones you cling to. Ronald's mother told him he was special. Too special for this world.
That kind of love? It's a cage.
Yeah, well, love shouldn't smell like mothballs and drywall.
Oh, come on.
It's not literal death, kid. Transformation. The moment Ronald could have changed, when the new family moved in, he could have reached out, but fear kept him in the walls. Some people, they'd rather starve in the dark than ask for light. All right, poet, so what's the takeaway? It can't just be, don't raise your kid in a crawl space.
I think I know what the takeaway is. It's how monsters are made. One whispered lie, one turned away glance at a time. You know, I think what unsettles me about Ronald isn't how different he is. It's how close he feels. Being in the walls around you is a perfect metaphor for that. That loneliness, like you're watching the world through a keyhole, you press your eye to it, desperate to understand the rules that everyone else seems to know by heart. But the harder you stare, the more the shapes blur. Ronald's mother told him he was special, a prince. And yet, that's the cruelest thing you can do to someone. Convince someone that they're too extraordinary to need saving. I kind of have to wonder
How thin is the wall between me and him? Between daydream and delusion? We all build these secret rooms inside of ourselves, don't we? Places we retreat to when the world feels too sharp. Maybe mine is a literal basement, but maybe it's also inside of myself. Though secrecy may feel like a shelter, in time it becomes a tomb where you lock away the truth. And Ronald just forgot where the door was. Hell of a thing to lose the key to your own head. And a heck of a thing to realize no one's looking for it.